Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukatali.
And a very good morning to you. Welcome to Newsline, live from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Colombo. And before all matters before us, let me wish the Island newspaper a very happy 35th birthday. Wonderful news of largely independent reporting, done without fear or favour, and very essential to the very principles of democracy that this country is supposedly practicing. So well done, the Island, and happy birthday to everyone at the Island. A long may it go on. And joining me this morning on this program is Mr. Bandula Jayasekara, my friend and colleague, and the host of the Patikada program, and who is going to introduce to us our joint guest this morning.
We have Upali Ratnayak, who also was a part of Patikada and who joined us, and he's the union leader of the water board and JVP affiliated union leader.
Welcome, Mr. Ratnayak. Thank you for being on Newsline. Now then, before we come to the water board, we would like to just discuss this astonishing and appalling behaviour led by none other than our dear Prime Minister, all because the Prime Minister didn't like what the Daily FT had to say about one of his programs, about one of his policies. Well, it's absolutely astonishing, isn't it, Bandula? Mr. Wickremesinghe, the most seasoned politician in our parliament, 4 times Prime Minister of this country, no small feat that, with or without a mandate, but still. What right has he got to take off Nisar Qasim and his team at the FT?
He got no right, because people can express their views, opinions, and he got offended. So I mean, in a public forum,
Yeah.
I mean, in front of all the businessmen, I don't think any of those businessmen would have agreed with the Prime Minister.
But whilst Mr. Qasim and his team had the gumption to report it the way they see it, those businessmen probably just sat there and didn't want to irk the Prime Minister lest he gets vindictive and raises some taxes, maybe a super gain one-off tax again.
But again, for us, the joke is on the Prime Minister himself.
Yeah.
He comes from a newspaper family,
Yeah.
and a respected newspaper family, and then he goes on at the newspapers and some of the other media outlets.
Do you think, is it because that there is some form of, however remote, some form of connection to that, to the FT, to that business through the Prime Minister's family?
It's not that. I mean, he should not just take on. Anybody can express their views, so he should be able to accept criticism, constructive criticism. I'm sure you have read those articles. There's nothing wrong. So this is the way of life.
Yeah.
Everybody gets criticized, but you don't have to go on and then compare, FT to this toilet paper, because finally we know what FT is, and maybe the Prime Minister knows what toilet paper is.
Perhaps, yes. Do you wonder how much the Prime Minister's water bill is at home?
We'll have to find out from the water board.
We'll have to do that.
I'm sure Minister Hakim will
have a view on that.
When you approach Mr. Hakim with right to information, I'm sure he might come out with it.
But once again, we must make the point that it may be the Prime Minister may have just turned it into a very foul joke by likening one of the national daily newspapers to toilet paper, but the media are unlikely to be intimidated by such comments coming, even if it does, from the Prime Minister.
And also for us, I don't know that the Prime Minister is aware, 98% of Sri Lankans don't use toilet paper. I don't know where he is.
That is the point I was trying to make. Still, in poor taste. That's all we can say. And the media will not bow down, Mr. Prime Minister, to these sort of comments. It goes through that ear and comes out the other very quickly. But not before Bandula will pass comment. Bandula, Mr. Hakim, the Minister in charge of the subject of water, says that there would be that the water board will lose, they are heading in the direction towards a 9 billion rupee loss. That's less than that company made on the treasury bond. But anyway, 9 billion loss. Now, do you remember, Bandula, that Mr. Hakim came on our program towards the start of this series around 15 months ago, and he said, we asked him about this matter where 500 new recruits had been taken on. At the time we posed the question as to on what basis was there a competitive examination to give these people, and it turned out that these 500 people were from a particular segment of our community, from a certain community. Now, apparently, we are now told that the minister was advised not to take those 500 people because the water board could not afford to employ those people, that it would lead to a crisis, a financial crisis. The minister clearly did not pay heed, and we now have Ceylon Today saying here that Mr. Kuruwiti is writing about this and says that Minister Hakim is arguing for a tariff hike because the water board is going to lose 9 billion. Mr. Pali, did the minister make a mistake? Is it true about the 500 people?
Yes, recruiting new 500 employees, it is true. On the basis of political influence, it happened.
It did happen?
Yeah.
So was there exam?
No any exam. They recruited on political influence basis.
Was there a newspaper advertisement?
No.
So,
were they from Mr. Hakim's electorate?
Were they from Mr. Hakim's electorate? Where were they from?
Not only from his electorate, but all the government side politicians influences.
Right. So, what's the average salary of these people? 20,000? 15,000?
No, it is now 35,000. For the permanent employees,
yes,
it is 36,000.
So all these people are permanent?
Those people were recruited on contract basis,
yeah,
and now some people have been permanent.
Right. The people who are on contract, how much would you think they have got?
Contract employees were paid only 20,000, but now almost all are permanent.
Right. So let's say
35,000
times, let's say 400. And the answer is 14 million. That's
a month.
Month. And for the last 15 months, it will be a mammoth 210 million rupees. And according to the union leader there, Mr. Janta, Mr. Upali, it was done without any competitive examination. It was done apparently on a political bias basis.
But it's not only Minister Hakim, all the ministers.
So here we are. It's just one decision and it's cost 210 million.
Now I know what you're getting at, the calculation.
Yes. So during the term of this parliament, it's going to be 1 billion rupees, isn't it? That's the nature of the problem.
And they are taxing the poor people.
And they are taxing the poor people. So, Mr. Upali, what is the biggest problem at the water board? What's the main problem?
Yes. Now regarding the hike of this water bill, the water board party, they says that the production cost go high, then the selling price must increase.
Right.
So it is the thing they are saying. It is correct economically, but from our side we say that there must be a government involvement to give the water to the poor people at a affordable price.
Right.
But it is not happening now. The average increase is 30%. Some people can't afford it.
But the president appointed a subcommittee, 3 ministers, to look into it.
Yeah, it is happening now, but we hope there will be hike or there.
You think there will be a hike?
You think there will be a hike?
Yeah, sometime.
That they will continue
consider,
with this
but
30%?
not sometimes it will lower or we don't know, but we can so many hopes we can't.
Do ministers and MPs pay for their water? Do they settle their water bills?
Yeah, they have to pay the every quarter, so the official residents the water board side they are billing, but sometimes they pay or not, or some ministers or the MPs may
Get their ministries to pay?
yeah.
So basically they are getting, that's also a facility,
Yes, free.
free facility. What is the union doing at the water board? What are you all doing? How will you try and resist the price hike?
Yes, now our effort is to explain the society what is happening inside. The main thing is the policy of investing money for the new projects. The earlier the all loan arrangements done by the treasury. There was the treasury involvement. Now the treasury or the government has instructed the water board management to arrange the loan facilities or the money from local banks. They have to arrange themselves
Right.
the loans for the new projects. Now they have got 54 billion rupees for new project. The value of 24 billion rupees project now already started. Their interest rates are very high.
Right.
But
it is like 9%, 10%, 11%.
But you can't blame the present government. You said this started in 2014.
The policy
present
was-
government was not in power.
Yeah,
It was the previous government
yes,
who started.
it is from 31st 2014.
14.
Yeah.
So if they are not happy with the system, this government can change it. They are changing many things.
Yes, they are, the beginning, when this new government came, that there was a cabinet decision to change this policy, the unsolicited proposals system. There is a cabinet decision. They don't care about it, and now the decision changed.
That's right, Mr. Pali.
And there was a committee to look after the method of bidding. Now there is no competitive bidding for this local bank loan system. It is not the competitive bidding.
That's right, because on the 30th of March 2015, the Prime Minister sent a memo or a note to other ministers, to all ministries, in which he said that as a matter of policy, unsolicited bids should not be entertained, that it should always be through a competitive bidding process. Now, Mr. Pali has said that, but obviously that's not happening.
It is not happening.
So these memos are just nicely filed away, Bandula.
Just notes.
These notes, they're just filed away.
Yeah.
Nobody's playing
And
any
someday
attention.
he might publish the book, notebook of a prime minister.
Yes, footnotes. It might be called footnotes by the UNP. Who do you think will write the foreword to that book?
I'm sure.
Sujiva or
Maybe our good friend Harsha De Silva.
or Dr. Harsha, God bless him. Anyway, so this is the problem. The companies are bringing loans and they're getting jobs and the prices are going up. What about the prices of the project?
There are now, as an example, the Kalani River Bank, Kalani Right Bank project.
Yeah,
This Ambadale
Yeah.
Right Bank.
yeah,
Right Bank Stage 2 project.
yeah.
Value is around 30 billion.
30 billion.
30 billion.
That's very expensive.
Yeah.
I have a comment from somebody. It says these cabinet notes or memos that you are referring to, maybe they are like toilet paper. Somebody from member of the public.
They have got the prime minister's message.
They've got the
yesterday.
message. So, Mr. Pali, what is the difference that the union is making? Are you making a difference or only making a sound?
No, always we are trying to make a difference.
Right.
Our struggle is that.
Right.
Always we
Are you winning?
yes, we have done now. This is not this time.
Yeah.
The privatization started from that Right Bank project. They tried to do it on boot basis. Boot basis. But we, as the union, we opposed it and we stopped it.
That is build, own, operate, is it?
Yeah.
You oppose that?
Yeah.
Right. Is that more expensive?
Yes.
So you prefer to buy the project and operate it by the water board?
Yeah. Now it is doing by the water board.
Right.
But what about the piracy issues? Water pirates, there are like electricity, water. What about that? Do you have flying squads? Do you find them? Do you charge them?
Yeah, there are flying squads, and they do that. But sometimes there may be a problem of efficiency of that squads of the sections.
So you have failed.
But can I ask you this question? Somebody said that it's 46% the non-revenue water.
Yes.
How much of the 46% is wastage?
Yes. We call it unrevenue water.
Yeah.
It is island-wide. It is average 40%. But in the Colombo city or the Colombo municipal area, it is around 50%, 51, 52. It is happening this way. The illegal consumption and the system leaks. The both
together
yeah,
is 52%.
now it is 48 to 50 like that in
Right.
Colombo city area.
So why is there leaks? Why can't you fix the leaks? Why can't you make it not leak?
No, that now leaking is nature or it is happening, but there may be a efficient way to prevent those and correct those,
Right.
repair those.
But the water board has failed to do that. You have to be more
They
efficient.
do.
We cannot have excuses. You should do
Because
that.
if
But the more investment or the more effective method should be introduced and carry out.
But for how long? You can't blame the government for everything.
And,
You
but the
have to
people
work.
have to pay, Mr. Pali, at the end of the day, isn't it?
It's your job. You're an engineer also by profession. It's your job.
Yes, it is a job of water board.
Yeah.
Do people leave at 4
Yeah, the
you
water
know,
board
they
have
come late and
the
do
water board have to improve the things to prevent the lower leaks and lower all
But
waste.
one day, I'm saying, if it's privatized, I'm sure they might improve and repair all these things.
Yes, you seem to have been getting messages from...
No, I haven't.
you haven't?
There are differences. If the private sector going to produce the water and selling that, they do other way.
They'll be more efficient.
Efficient, but the high price. There will be high price than now.
But, Mr. Pali, we have a viewer who sometimes joins in and follows us. And thank you for doing that, and especially for sending the message. Even in India today, utility services such as water and electricity, the development is being handed over to the private sector. This is the best way forward, as it is more cost effective. Can Sri Lanka be different? Can we do it?
Yes.
Yeah, because the
Yes,
private
we
sector...
have the experience.
Yeah.
We have the experience. If we go for the private sector, the price will be high.
No, they will not recruit 500 people like what Mr. Hakim did. They will not come from the back door.
It is
so
true.
how can you say that?
It is true, but if the private sector is doing that, the price will high. It is sure that we have the experience. Gas,
but they'll get a better service. There won't be leaks. There won't be digging all around. So
no, the private
and the
sector.
meters will not
But
differ.
also it says
Private
here-
sector is profit-oriented people, and it is
That's very laughable. The government sector,
The
look
water has a big market value, or then they will sell very high price. But now government sector
viewer,
do-
Another question or another statement. Government borrowing is not healthy in the long term for infrastructure development. So, what do you say about that? They're questioning why the government is borrowing money, like you're saying, through the local banks, to fund infrastructure development. End of the day, if the water board doesn't pay, Mr. Treasury will pay. So it's the same thing, the government is paying
from poor taxpayers' money.
from the taxpayers' money.
Yes. Now the thing is this: the policy matter that arranging the loan by the local bank without competitive bidding.
Right.
Then there are so many deals. With the first thing that with the deals, the unsolicited proposals way is when we are estimating, when we are preparing an engineering estimate, the actual cost 4 times or 5 times, 6 times of the actual cost, the cost for the unsolicited proposal. It is the thing happening now.
What about the commissions?
Yeah, there are so many deals.
See, so so you say that we should not have these unsolicited. You say it must be tender.
Yes, the policy of unsolicited proposals, it is very harmful for the society. It is our view. It has to be stopped. It is
Now, Mr. Pali, thank you for that. Now, one other question. When this government came in, first time, within that 100 days, first 100 days, they stopped all the projects because they said they want to look through the contract.
yeah.
And then they gave those same contracts to the same people. How come? Did those contractors pay any money? Did they reduce their bill? Did they give a commission to the party?
You are a union leader. You
Yes.
can say this without fear.
Yeah, no, yes, it is happened as earlier. No change.
No change.
No change.
So
Whereas-
same train, no change.
No change.
All aboard the gravy train.
Yeah.
The train of corruption. And it's sad that the people of this country, we voted not for these people, but we voted for a return to good governance and a level playing field. Now, that has obviously not happened. You have it here from a union leader himself,
And who's
says-
also an engineer.
who's also an engineer, a professional. And it is sad, but it is true that as far as corruption goes, there's absolutely no change.
Corruption mean not the lower employees or the
not the guy who puts street by
and
meter.
field, but it is higher
At a higher level.
Then there are deals.
Deals. So, do you think we should change the name? The National Deal Board for the supply of water.
Here, not only the water board, everywhere.
Everywhere.
The deals are
So all the
happening,
boards will have to
but
have different-
not only the water board. Everywhere it is happening.
But this affects ordinary people.
It affects.
Mr. Upari, are you going to work this morning? Are you going to work today?
Yes, I am on leave now, and short leave I am going there.
You two, you are safe.
Do you think you're safe? Do you think you'll have a job when you go back to office?
Yes.
Are you sure? Because
Why not?
you're saying about deals.
There are maybe deals, and it is happening everywhere.
But his exercise is right to information.
Yes, right to information. There's 500 people are being appointed as right to information officers, so we can find out more things about what's going on in government. Mr. Upari, thank you very much for being on Newsline. You're doing a great job. We hope that you will stop as far as possible, even if it's 10%. If you could stop the corruption, even by 10%, that will help the country. It'll help you, me, Bandana, and
Veere.
Arshana, and Veere, and everybody else to reduce our bills, because money is very tight these days, isn't it? Bandana, thank you very much. And thank you for having watched Newsline. Do join us again, same time, same place tomorrow. Take care and God bless.
Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.